Hello and welcome to the Randy Rex Show. I just want to give you guys a huge warm welcome, a nice tight hug. Thank you for your support and showing back up again here today. What you can see in this episode, I am going to talk to my cousins, Kari and Ivani, about this last episode of The Traitors. So spoiler alert, if you're not all caught up, we are going to go into detail about that. I'm going to talk about the season finale of the challenge, and then I'm going to just briefly touch on RuPaul's Drag Race, and just drag queens in general. I'm so excited. I need to remember to catch my breath, but, at this time, I just want to talk to you guys. That's the whole idea behind this part of the episode. I have all of these different ideas to put into the show, and going through the process of, obviously it is time consuming and it takes a lot of energy. You do the watching of the episode, you take notes, you do any research you need to, you get in front of the camera and record, you get behind the camera and you edit, and then there's the whole publishing part and then the promoting part. If you don't love it, if this doesn't just give you joy, like anything in life, what's the point of it? You're not going to really do it for long. You're not going to be able to stay committed. You're going to find a reason to stop yourself from reaching your goal. And that is 100% not where I am in my life right now. I am full steam ahead. And I am just, again, very grateful, very thankful, and I welcome you to join me along this process, along with my beautiful cousins and my beautiful Aunt Virgie. So let's go ahead and get into the interview with Kari and Ivani.
Yeah, for sure.
So in this last episode of The Traitors, we only had one person go home.
Yeah,
and
did.
That was by means of being murdered by the traitors.
Yep.
And that was Kevin. So that knocks out Ivani totally for the draft.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Kevin going home?
I just felt like it was about time to cut some dead weight on characters that didn't really have personality.
Love it. I love the honesty. And how do you feel about your draft moving forward? We're down to the final 8 now, and you still have 2 people in the game. How do you feel about their chances?
I am feeling so far so okay when it comes to Sandra. Because,
so far so okay.
Because I was going to say so far so good, but I'm like,
I
don't know if I really agree with that. Because Sandra, there's been some things that I haven't really been liking that she's done this season. But that's just like on your character, your behavior. But then again, she's a faithful. She doesn't know who's really being honest and who's not. So there is a bit of a bias there, because there's been other people that she's kind of gone after that I'm more so fans of. But I do think that Sandra's going to make it pretty fucking far, because she's tough and she's smart. So I will give her that.
And what about the apple of your eye, your other
Trishelle? Trishelle? No. I'm so happy. I'm just over the moon that she's even on this show, because haven't seen her in a while. It's been a few years since she's even done a challenge. But I feel like the second I heard she got casted for it, I was just like, yes!
So at the end of the episode, we saw the vote come down to Phaedra and Peter. Who do you want to see go home, and why?
I want to see Phaedra go home because I feel like it's time. Like, she doesn't have any more gas in the tank or no other cards to play, because she already did it all whenever she had to use like all her tricks up her sleeve against Dan. So I felt like I don't think there was going to be another second kind of thing like that. I don't think she could have pulled that off again. So I think that her time has passed when it comes to like being able to like make them believe that she's a faithful.
Okay, so if you were right and Phaedra goes home, that would just leave Kate as a traitor. And then let's say she had to recruit someone else. Who do you think she's going to try to recruit?
Oh, God. I think that Kate might not want to recruit anybody because she doesn't fucking trust them. But if she does, I feel like it'll either be one of the other Bravo ladies.
That makes sense.
Hopefully not, MJ, whoever was the background character in this thing. Her two, the 2 background characters. Yeah. With no, but not much going on at all. But yeah, so I think that she would recruit one of them just because she doesn't really trust them. I know there's a lot of likable people, right, on this season, but I don't think Kate's gonna want to like do that, honestly.
So let's say you're right about that, you know, and Phaedra goes home, and like Kate picks another faithful, or even if she doesn't pick another faithful, do you want to see Kate win at the end of the game as a traitor? You would rather her win than any of the faithfuls still left.
Oh God, that's tough.
Which one would you pick?
I would still go for Trishelle, 1000%.
Yeah.
Over anybody, period. But Kate, she came in later, so it's like I was already invested in Trishelle before the game started. It started, and then Kate shows up. That's my other favorite I think I was gonna see. So I would love to just see Trishelle and Kate kind of, or whoever else. I know there has to be more than one faithful at the end for them to be able to like get them out if they can or not. So I just hope to see them like at least in the last episode. I predict that we will see one of them for sure.
Okay, well, time will tell. Thank you for taking the time out for the interview. We appreciate it.
Woo!
Okay, so in the last episode, we did lose one player that was murdered, and he was your last player, Kevin. How do you feel about that?
I don't really care. only because like I didn't really like him as a person, and like we picked the players before we knew really who they were. We just seen like pictures of who they were. So yeah, I didn't really like him as a person. So I really liked Peter though at first until he started like making deals and stuff like with the traitors. So I was like, nah. But yeah, sorry.
You're
I went
that's
on
perfect.
to Peter. For
No, that's perfect. Someone has a crush on Peter. No, I'm just saying.
No, I just thought that I liked the way that he played the game, and he was really accurate. He was the only one that was accurate. He stuck to, like, he didn't second guess himself.
That's true.
But like, I feel like he got so into it, and he was so spot on all the time, and it was like proven that he was spot on, that he got like so into it, he kind of like got lost in the sauce, basically. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because then he started making deals, and then he's like, I'm doing this, and I'm like just so into the game, and I'm in game mode, like, you know. So
100%. It was a little bit weird to see that, but what it came down to at the end between him and Phaedra, we were gonna lose another person. So who would you want to see go out of those two people?
Probably him, because I do like him, but I kind of like now that it's like he's chose to play a certain way, I guess I would say, after so long. But I do still respect all the beginning part though. But I do really like Phaedra though, and I can't believe that she's even there, because sometimes to me she makes like obvious faces, so I'll be like how are they like not catching on to this? But I don't know. And she's like the you know, day one traitor that's still there.
She's the only
like,
one,
yeah. So it's like I want her to stay. So yeah.
So would you want her and Kate to make it to the end and win as traitors, or would you want one of the faithfuls to win and figure out who all the traitors are?
I don't know. I'm kind of like for both, because like I like the fact that like all the faithfuls being like they finally like they got them all, you know what I mean, like they did it. But at the same time it's like, dang, Phaedra did that too. And then like I love Kate, and now she's a traitor. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for visiting with us and giving us some of your time.
Yep.
Another TV show that I am absolutely obsessed with is RuPaul's Drag Race. And they just released a brand new episode this past Friday, and we are down to our top 8. We said goodbye to Tsunami Muse, who is related to Candy Muse. They're in the same drag house. This season has been really good. I don't know if there have been a lot of huge standouts, but anyone that is able to, you know, do what they do, to tuck, to do all of the makeup, to put yourself out there, to lip sync, to dance, to perform, to stay out all night at these different clubs and work the scene, to put yourself out there in front of a camera on a TV show. I admire all of the drag queens, you know, whether they win, whether they go home first, whether they return for an all-star season or not. You know, politically speaking, there's a lot going back and forth, and I think that drag queens represent so much in that fight. And you know, obviously they have a place in this world, and the kind of message and the kind of freedom of speech and expression that they hold is something that we need in this world. And just the kind of joy and irreverence and kind of zeal for life, and just for you know, that can really get people through if they're depressed, if they're not coming from a great life. And this is just some sort of joy, you know, even if it's not drag in and of itself, a lot of the things that come from the culture do emulate that kind of shot in the arm and that kind of just joy and love in the world. And so, you know, of course I love RuPaul and RuPaul's Drag Race. And of course I have RuPaul's book pre-ordered, and it's coming out next month. So it's going to be next week. So I can't wait to read that. Another TV show that we're watching, The Challenge, just ended, and it was a really good season. We had Nerys make it to the final, and she made it into second place, which is nothing to be scoffed at. And Emmanuel was such a great player, and he had such a great story and a great message, and I was happy to see him win, even though as I was watching the episode, my fandom for Nerys was taking over. And, you know, The Challenge is the kind of show that really brings out all of these emotions within myself, which is probably part of the reason why it took Kari to get me to watch it again, because I just love the people that I love. I hate the people that I hate. I get so angry. It's so unfair. And, you know, your heroes just become the greatest heroes that they could ever be, and your villains become your most hated people that you could ever fathom in the world. It's just such an intense show. But I think that now that I have Kari and Ivatni and Virgie to enjoy the experience with, I can really enjoy it and not get so I mean, I get worked up. I'm 100% get worked up, and I wanted Nerys to win, and I wanted to turn the TV off when I realized that she wasn't going to win this season. But it was a great season, and I cannot wait for the next season whenever that comes. I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. I hope you're enjoying this season of The Traitors. And, you know, if you're not watching it and you're just watching my videos, thank you. But I love The Traitors. You should watch The Traitors. You should watch RuPaul's Drag Race and The Challenge. Survivor 46 premieres in 2 days. We're going to have a premiere party. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's another great show you all should watch. I highly, highly recommend it.
At the
I'm trying to
end
regain
of...
my thoughts. Sorry,
Wait,
go ahead.
what?
I'm trying to regain my thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay.
take a minute.
No, you're good. Okay, Trishelle. All right, I got it. It shows me like on camera, like. All right, sorry, we're here. We're here. We're doing this.